What advice do you give to someone who is not praying? Yeah. I often say to everybody, and this is very important, okay, as a principle, if you know someone, so there's someone close to you, a friend, a family member, whoever, right, who you see is not praying at all, or they're missing some prayers, for example, and you have a concern for them, before you give any advice, the first thing you need to be able to try to do, okay, the best thing is to be able to initiate a conversation in which they are talking and you are listening, in which you are providing them with the opportunity to basically talk and explain the reasons as to why they are currently not praying consistently, okay, or at all. That's very important. So how might you do that? Well, look, you just say, you can just say, share with them. Just say it. I believe to say things, say it as it is, right? But say it nicely, kindly, but say it as it is. I've noticed you're not praying at the moment, or whatever, right? Whatever the appropriate phrase is to describe what's going on. That's something which is, you know, I just want to be honest with you. That's something that's really concerning me, and maybe upsetting you, right? Or upsetting me to a certain degree. So concerning me. And I just want you to know that if you'd like to try to increase and become consistent in your prayers, and I'm here to help, or we can talk about it, or perhaps you can, can share with me what's going on, why you think that might be the case, and I'm here to help. Okay, don't mean to judge you, whatever, maybe you've got stuff going on, but this is really important. I really want to, I really would like to help you if you'd like to, if you'd like to sort of work together on that. Something like this, for example. Okay. Now, even if that person then and there doesn't respond in a positive way to that, depending on who it is, even if despite your best efforts, doing something like that really, it does stay with a person. A person doesn't forget that. A person does not forget that you've done that. Yeah, it stays with them for a bit. Now, unless they were completely hardened, right? They'll just ignore it, maybe forget about it soon. Fine. But most people, it will just stay with them because it's probably niggling at them from the inside anyway. But there's just some issue that's getting in their way. Try to have that, because a lot of there may be a dozen different reasons as to why momentarily or generally, like a person is not now praying. You need to understand that before you can offer your advice. That's important. Now, once you have the ability to do that, okay, or for example, it's clear that somebody doesn't want to engage, but you still want to give them that advice, you want to share with them that advice, then there's obviously different things that you can say. But I would say it like this, is that how can we put it to somebody in the context of where they're most likely to respond? Now, for some people, you maybe a combination of things, right? Because then it's like the fear and hope idea, okay? And of course, then meaning in terms of motivators, you can do it out of fear, you can do it out of hope, you can do it out of love. These are the three reasons why someone will do their salah: fear, hope, or love, some combination of two or three of the above, okay? So you use, as appropriate, some balance of those things, okay, depending on who it is and what the nature of the relationship is. So if it's appropriate to, give them a gentle warning about the potential consequences, then do that, right? You say to them, just realize that if you don't have a good reason, Allah is going to ask you. And if you don't have a good reason to give him, then there's a risk of potentially being punished for that. Is that something you really want, or are you prepared for, for example? On the other hand, okay, what about the blessings, the rewards in this life and the next, etc.? And you could talk about that. On the other hand, there is a love and a gratitude, okay, an appreciation of Allah. So you can refer to that and give them an idea or a sense of, look, this is your way to express your gratitude, your appreciation for the things that you have, the blessings that you have, etc., etc. Or if they're in difficulty, that to turn to him, etc., etc. Right? So you can give these different types of motivation, indication, etc. But I think just a lot of people, depending on what they see, when somebody has the opportunity to share why they're not doing it, a lot of people are not doing their salah because in truth, they find their salah boring. They find their salah meaningless. They've never been taught it properly. All they've ever heard is you have to do it. And if you don't do it, you're in trouble. And that's all most people have ever heard, really. Yeah. Most people have not actually it hasn't been framed for them in a way where you could expect them to find it meaningful or inspiring in the first place, right? A lot of people, that is the situation. So, so then they need help with that potentially, right? Give them access to this course. Okay. We can arrange, obviously at the moment we're sharing these, codes where people can have free access to this program. Like share it with them. Okay, and maybe that might be an angle. So there's different things, but I think the principles that I mentioned, I think, are quite important for this. Yeah.